Hello students. So we are left with one last topic, that is nucleic acid. Today I will discuss about nucleic acid. Nucleic acid can be of two different types, that is RNA, ribonucleic acid, or DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. So the nucleic acid can be RNA or DNA that is present in a cell. Now, the bond formed between two nucleotide were the ATGCs. Remember? So, the bond formed between two nucleotide residue is specifically called as phosphodiester bond. So, the bond that is present in nucleic acid will be phosphodiester bond in both DNA and RNA. The phosphodiester bond is formed between a 5' group of one nucleotide and 3' hydroxyl group of another nucleotide and is therefore referred to as 5' to 3' phosphodiester bond. So in DNA, phosphate group is present. In RNA also phosphate group is present. I'll show you the image. See here. These are the nucleotide. This is one carbon. This is another carbon. Pentose sugar, it contains 5 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it contains 5 carbon. So the bond present between these two is phosphodiester bond. So here you can see the 5' carbon, the fifth carbon, and here the third carbon. Together they are bound together to form the phosphodiester bond. So the phosphodiester bond is formed between 5' carbon and 3' carbon of another nucleotide. Then let us see about RNA. 3 major forms of RNA found in a cell. RNA can be of 3 types: mRNA, tRNA or rRNA. So messenger RNA or the mRNA has the information to make a protein. So this messenger RNA, it contains the information, it carries the information for the formation of a protein. From RNA we will get protein, right? From DNA to RNA and RNA to protein. So the genetic information is carried by this messenger RNA. It is very unstable and comprises of 5% of the total RNA polymer. This mRNA is very unstable. Its length is highly variable of the range 75 to 3000 nucleotide. And remember students, DNA is double stranded and RNA will be single stranded, that is it will contain only single strand. DNA will contain double strand. Next is transfer RNA or the tRNA is a small molecule about 90 nucleotide long. The length is 90 nucleotide. It is highly folded into an elaborate 3D structure and comprises of about 15% of the total RNA. The third one is ribosomal RNA, that is rRNA. This rRNA is present in maximum amount of all the 3 RNA. The ribosomal RNA will be in maximum quantity, which is 80% of the total RNA is associated with subcellular structure called ribosome. So this is present in the form of ribosome in cell, inside the cell, which are of length. This length varies from 120 to 3000 nucleotide and is folded into an elaborated structure which give ribosome their shape. So the ribosomes are made up of this rRNA, ribosomal RNA. Now let us see about DNA. The 3D structure of DNA was determined by two scientists, Watson and Crick. the major feature, there were many models suggested by different scientists, but the most accepted one till now is the model given by Watson and Crick, and we call this as Watson and Crick model of DNA, and it has certain characteristics which we will study one by one. This I have done in our previous chapter also, but to be more detailed we will discuss here. The first one is DNA's double-stranded structure. So in DNA, it will have two-stranded structure, double-stranded. Can you see here? This is one strand and this is another strand. See here, students. So this is one strand, this is another strand. These are the two strands of DNA. Sugar is the phosphate is the backbone. The phosphate group is present. In between we have the nitrogenous bases, that is ATGCs. The second point is the two strands associated in an anti-parallel manner. One strand runs in 5 to 3 direction while the other runs in 3 to 5 direction. So both these strands are anti-parallel to each other. One will be 5 to 3, another one will be 3 to 5. The third point is the base sequence on one strand is complementary to the base sequence on the other strand. Because of the base pairing rule, adenine on one strand forms 2 hydrogen bond with thymine on the other strand, and cytosine on one strand forms 3 hydrogen bond with guanine on the other strand. So these two bases, the two strands, they form a complementary pairing. Guanine will form pairing with cytosine, and adenine will form the base pairing or the complementary pairing with thymine. That is, A will pair with T and G will pair with C. Now, between A and T, there will be 2 hydrogen bond, double bond. Okay, and between G and C, there is 3 hydrogen bond, that is triple bond. So the more strong will be G and C because it contains 3 hydrogen bond, triple bond, isn't it? And this contains double bond. So the most strong one will be G and C. So we need more energy to break down G and C compared to A and T. Now, if we know one strand, only one strand, if we know the sequence of one strand, we can determine the sequence of other strand, isn't it? Suppose if we know one of the strand has this sequence, now the other sequence will be its complementary. For A, T will be present. For C, G will be present. For G, C will be present. For T, A will be present. Likewise, we can determine the sequence of the other strand if we know the sequence of one of these strands, because both the two strands are complementary to each other. Now, the two-stranded structure, which can be represented like a ladder with the base pairing folds around an imaginary axis, forming a double helical formation. So this strand, the DNA that we have studied, they can be of 3 different types. Till now we know that the two strand can be represented like a ladder with the bases folded around an imaginary axis, forming a double helical formation. So this structure, it is like a ladder, isn't it? Now the DNA, they can be of 3 different types according to the orientation, according to the configuration they have. So the DNA helix can have right-handed orientation. In a right-handed, it can be B and A configuration, or left-handed, that is zigzag, which is Z orientation. So the three different types of DNA will be A, B and Z according to the orientation. A and B will have right-handed and Z will have left-handed. The B configuration of DNA is thought to be the most dominant form. So usually the DNA have the B form. But under certain conditions such as lower humidity, a configurational different form known as A DNA is formed. Under certain condition, A could be formed. This form of DNA is right-handed, helical. B and A will be right-handed only. But the difference is in A, slightly larger diameter and a lower pitch is present. So the diameter will be larger and the pitch, this is the pitch, will be lower. This form of DNA, this is the A type of DNA, A configuration. Now the third form of DNA discovered in synthetic oligodeoxynucleotide referred to as zDNA. That our third form is the zDNA, which is the left-handed helix, whose sugar phosphate backbone has a zigzag appearance. So it is called as zDNA. See here the three different configuration of DNA: A DNA, B DNA and Z DNA. Z DNA is somewhat zigzag portion. So it is called as Z DNA. A and B will be right-handed only, but there is a little bit difference in the diameter of A and B and the pitch. Z is left-handed orientation. So these are the three different forms of DNA: A, B and Z.